to attack their opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Team Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka on the counter-attack. That will be interesting to see. Big ask for them, but obviously the fact that France aren't around means that their path to a potential semi-final is a little bit easier. 2 of 3 teams now will get through out of Group B. Sri Lanka having faced Vietnam earlier in the session and losing 2-0. There's the starting lineup, just the one substitute for them, so only the one option that they have on the bench.
The match officials getting ready for this match. It's tough, isn't it, for Sri Lanka, because you're up against the creme de la creme of the Sepaktakraw world.
Well, if you're at a World Cup, you've got to play top teams, you've got to beat top teams if you want to progress. So it's going to be a real education for them. The crumb of comfort that they've got is that Vipada is on the bench. We saw her in action in doubles and quadrant. Just to confirm that Poland versus Iran was a walkover. Poland not able to field a full men's team because they've had a few injuries, so Iran picking up the 2 points in that particular match. That was due to be our court number 1, so lucky for us, lucky for you watching wherever you are around the world, we get to see Thailand in action.
World Cup 2025 in Bihar, India. Women's section match number 20 between Thailand and Sri Lanka. On my right side, Thailand, and on my
We've seen all the Thailand players in rounds before. As the Sri Lankans step onto the court, they know the importance of this match for them, for their experience. Vipada, Serena and Primprafra, Manlika Bunthod and Raksami all have featured at various points during the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025. Thailand begin and hit it straight into the net.
Primprapa has got the Tekong duties. You would have thought it would have been Vipada. But as we saw, Vipada wearing a mask, so maybe under the weather. Opposite number is Gama Patarina. She's the captain and the Tekong for Sri Lanka.
One on. Point Thailand.
Out of the frying pan into the fire, really, for Sri Lanka. You think, oh, thank goodness for that. Vipada's ill and can't take to the court. And you've got Primprapa in her stead.
Point Thailand. Three, one.
That's too quick, too quick. And we saw this with the Sri Lankan men as well. When the serves were coming in, a lot of the times it was just too quick for them.
1-4.
Well, the option for that is you can stand a little bit further back. You're not required to stand anywhere when you're receiving service. On the other hand, when you're serving, we'll have a look at Thailand here, who are about to serve. Lovely roll spike that you don't see that often in the women's game. That's from Manlika. Now, everyone has to be in a set position when you're serving. So the feeder has to be in one of the arcs. The Tekong has to have the non-striking foot inside the Tekong circle. And the third player has to be in the unoccupied arc.
Onto the net.
Thailand.
Yes, you know, when you see a team like Sri Lanka and others who come up here, you want them to do well. It's just that you want to see the sport grow, but when it's such a difficult proposition, it's also a little difficult to watch them having no answers. At the same time, it's a kind of a dichotomy because you want to have them play these matches, get that experience and get better in any way they can, because then they can take these learnings, they'll get opportunities to interact also with the other teams, take those learnings back home to Sri Lanka, share it with the other Sepaktakraw players in the country and help raise the level as well. And regular contests as well. The more they play against the likes of Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, it's going to be more fruitful for them. It's just that it has to be more regular.
1-10.
More neutral service from Patlipurna. Just decided to get the ball over there and then engage in a rally. And there was a nice attempted block by Upeksha.
Point Thailand. One, 12. Thailand.
You can see the ball toss as well from the feeder. She was also electing to bend down and come up. Gives you a smoother motion rather than just a swing of the arm. And then the preferred way of doing it there from the Thai feeder was Manlika was leaning down and then leaning back up. Everyone's got their own preferred motion.
14.
Smoothness is obviously the key. You want it to loop up and describe a perfect arc.
Inside.
Now you might have thought that that was 3 touches there, as it seemed to bobble up. It rolled up the leg. And we've been talking away there, discussing things, and all of a sudden it's the first set in the books for Thailand. 15-1 they took that one.
Wait. Match number 20 between Thailand and Sri Lanka. Thailand won the first set 15 by 1, 2-minute race.
It looks like Thailand are going to opt for a substitution, just getting a bit of game time. Ratsami is near the referee's bench, waiting. It'll be interesting to see who she'll replace.
Players in
Primprapa is going to stay on as Tekong, and she got the captain Sirinan as the feeder, so she's going to come on to replace Manlika up front. Ratsami's a spiker.
Sri Lanka to serve.
The replacement Tekong on the bench is Vipada, and she's not available, so unless they were going to play Ratsami out of position, she was always going to have to come on for Manlika.
That was quite a good one. Just flicking the net and going on to land on the Thailand side. Sri Lanka get a point first up in the second set.
There's Vipada on the bench wearing a mask. Hopefully it's just precautionary. There is one more day of this ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025 to go. We're coming to the end of day 5. And there are semi-finals and finals in store for Thailand's women here. So I'm sure Vipada would like to be in action and available for those tomorrow.
Point Thailand. Two, one. Point Thailand.
Anyone would have struggled to deal with that from Primprapa. That was perfectly directed in between two defenders.
Point Thailand.
Ratsami with the set and the spike. Well, now in terms of what Sri Lanka have to do you think a substitution would be good? Just to allow the fourth player some experience out there?
You can do. It's a bit of a hiding to nothing. Sending someone out now. A set, and it'll be 5-2 down, I think. 4-2 there, so there was a fault on service.
Point Thailand.
And it's difficult to gauge the strength in depth that they have.
5-2. Point Thailand.
Primprapa has picked her targets. It's Upeksha every time. Blocked by Upeksha. And unfortunately, Patlipurna wasn't quite alert to it there.
Ready? 7-2.
Really hasn't got a read on it. Kalubovilage.
2-8.
Thailand nonchalantly save set spike. Kalubovilage here. I'd like to see her come a little bit further forward and maybe try to cushion with the knee. She's quite far forward now, maybe a little bit, yes, to our right, to her left. And then, of course, a tape service. There's nothing you can do about that. Sahatia is the coach of the women. We've obviously got Swebsak Pansweb on there as the manager, but it's Sahatia with the coaching duties. And we could see her talking to Manlika and Vipada. Still things for them to learn, even when they're coasting to victory, as they are now.
Well, tried to power that through, but hits the net. Another point for Sri Lanka.
Going the other side that time. Might have been told Primprapa, look, we've worked out you can target the player on the left. Maybe see if you can vary your services, because at some point when you're playing more difficult opposition, you won't be able to fire down the services that you want every time. You'll have to vary things.
12-3.
She's going to go to the right again.
Right ball. Point Thailand.
I think that's called in.
That was indeed in. She did indeed go to the right. And that one's perfect.
13.
That's the quality of the ties. A little lacking in energy, Sri Lanka, and they find themselves facing 11 match points.
Match point 14-3. Point
Thailand 15-1, 15-3, straight sets
with coach advantage
over Sri Lanka.
and substitution player.
Just a bow and respect.
Please line up.
And that's the scoreline for you. ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025 का ये मुकाबला थाईलैंड और श्रीलंका के बीच थाईलैंड ने बड़े आसानी से 2-0 से जीता 15-1, 15-3 के मार्जिन से.
Please line. Please line. Match number 20 for Regu women's section between Thailand and Sri Lanka. Thailand on the 2-0. Both teams